Hey, Gregory, we're back. A
Good to
la
be here.
Zoom. I noticed a la Zumba was the name of the of your Zoom call today. But listen, we're getting close to Christmas, of course, right? And the big question is, how do you generally live in gratitude in these times?
Boy, that's a good question. It's good to be here again, Raj. We have a lot of fun here and hopefully helping a lot of people in life. And
Hmm.
that's that's been one of the things that living in gratitude. A while ago, I was working with a lot of terminally ill people, and it came to me one day. I was up on stage talking, and all of a sudden, I got very flustered, and I lost my place. They said, "Well, what's wrong? What's wrong?" And I said, "Well, I realized that when you came to me, they had given you days and hours to live, and that was 2.5 years ago." And I said, I just got flushed with joy, and I completely lost where I was. And I said, this makes my day. It's like without you, I wouldn't have this immense feeling of gratitude for you because you were here for me to work my talent. I wouldn't have been able to do that had you not been here. And they said, "Oh, no, you're here for us." I said, "No, actually, I'm here for me." This brings the gratitude into my heart in such a way that I can give to you. And this is one way to stay in gratitude is by giving, understanding who you are and give everything that you've got. That was such a powerful experience.
I hear that a lot, that people, it seems like humans, we ask a lot, right? We want this, we want that, we want to heal, and yet we forget to give a little bit of our time, a little bit of our soul, helping somebody. And it's true, when you seem to give, you feel good.
It does. It does feel good. Here's another way to do it is looking at another person and just internally realizing their greatness. So somebody might be blustering angry about something. You could say, wow, you're really focused. Or I see that you're very passionate about this because they're not blustering and angry at you. There's an emotion inside of them that's running them. And these are our powers. We have many powers in our hearts, it's a joy, gratitude, love, peace, even anger. These are all things that we can use because if we see that in each other, you can't see in another human being something that is not in yourself.
Mhm.
And we begin to discover that we're very much like the people right in front of us. And by
That would be
seeing,
that would be a good topic.
well, by seeing the greatness in them, then
Yeah.
aren't we seeing the greatness in ourselves? And in that action, wow, gratitude just swells. I mean,
Mhm.
you can't help it because what you're seeing in them is something in yourself. So to pay them the compliment of, boy, you're really focused, or I see you're really passionate about that, even though they may be blustering and it appears like anger, it's because they're passionate. It's something that has touched them deeply. And that's
Mhm.
a really powerful, very powerful tool to have at your disposal. By saying that, you're actually paying yourself a compliment. You cannot see in them what's not in yourself. And you can sit in gratitude for yourself. It happens automatically.
Mhm.
These are some really, really simple tools. And, you know, we're coming into the holidays. And, there's an old saying, a prophet is never accepted in his own hometown, you have to kind of go. And if we take that into a microcosm where we have lots of family members around, and we know, like I know even in my family, I was kind of the maverick and I was outside of the box all the time and always getting in trouble. One of the reasons why is my heart didn't accept the restrictions that were placed by maybe society or certain other people's idea of ethics or moralities. It was my own that I was following. And as a result, they look at me and they see the kid that was skipping school and doing all these crazy things. And I come back now as a healer and they go, nah, it's not, this can't be kind of thing. And
Yeah.
it isn't that they're being cruel or mean or anything like that. It's that we have lived a lifetime of knowing each other in a human experience, and they haven't aspired in the way that I have into maybe a higher frequency, or what we call a spiritual um, living. And I haven't left the physical world. I'm still here. I still do goofy things. I'm outrageously me, but it's now something that I say, I'm doing this for the benefit of mankind, humankind. Okay.
Mm.
And it works for everybody. And in this way, once again, I can look at them and say, wow, they keep me on my toes. Oh, yeah, I remember you did this. And they know which buttons to push to pull me right around there if I allow it.
Mm.
But now I can look at them and say, and this is a great thing to do with your family members. Let's go back to a simple principle. Love is an outward centrifugal force. So somebody saying, hey, you're doing that dumb thing again, that's an outward centrifugal force. Or they say, come over here, I want to give you a hug. That's an outward centrifugal force. When you're in a holiday setting and for whatever reasons, all the tension of the world roll over into this time when you're supposed to be at peace, more at peace, not at peace. It's just a time when we're focused more into these things, more into giving, more into receiving. Well, you're getting and receiving more of the, let's just call them, well, what they are, judgments. Okay.
Mm.
And let's put those aside during this time and say, instead of judging them, and a negative connotation is to say, wow, look at you. You've grown so much. I see what you're doing. You've accomplished this, you've accomplished that. And I'm still having trouble with this. Give me a hand. And they use their talent to help.
Mhm.
This is a great way to diffuse the tension in the family. Listen for a little bit. Be quiet. Take a little time to breathe when somebody says something to you, and take it in the idea that everyone is there for you, especially family.
Yeah, when you say listen, that speaks to me. At one time, I was a talker for a long time, and then I had either read a book or listened to something for a while, and I decided to just listen and not say anything if I have visitors over, type thing, and because I literally took a lot of space, and at a certain point in time, I just said, and I listened, and boy, what a eye-opening experience to do that for 3 or 4 or 5 visits from different couples, let's say. It opened my eyes to a whole new world.
Yeah, there's lots of different ways to listen. Most people listen to gain advantage, to be in control, to look good, to try to get ahead, rather than listening to understand. Or what I like to say now is to have an inner standing, because sometimes the words don't exactly match the message, but there would be nothing if there was no love. It's just an outward centrifugal force. So the idea, given that any outward force is love, lets us really drink in this idea that says, wow, everybody is here for me. If they're telling me something, I need to listen and to get an understanding of what my lesson is of that in the moment, and take some time in silence for it to bubble up back into my consciousness, what that actual learning is, so
Mhm,
that I can respond that way.
mhm.
That makes sense?
Yeah, I heard you say also a while ago, frequency. Does gratitude have a frequency?
Whew, one of the highest. It's one of the highest things we could do. Now, each person has a frequency that they operate in. And to the degree that they begin at that frequency is the degree that the frequency of their gratitude, their love, their understanding, their station, if you will, is the degree that they have already started with. Gratitude is known as one of the highest frequencies. If you have gratitude in life, you are actually, as I just explained earlier, having gratitude for yourself.
Mm.
And if everybody sits in this place of gratitude, we're thinking, we're knowing, we're having the understanding that everyone is here for you. And when we have that kind of a thought, it eliminates the fear, the tension, the unknown, that people kind of tend to attach to somebody saying something that might sound so cutting at first, but it's because they love you and they'd like you to take a look at maybe correcting that. And there may be nothing there to correct. Okay.
Mm.
Once there's a complete understanding and it's brought out. So you might say, you just said that. You must really love me because, boy, you could take a chance. I'll never come back here. Help me to understand what you're telling me. Ask questions. This is a great way to diffuse at a particularly a high level of love, like a family
Mm.
who is not afraid to say certain things to each other because there's a certain trust involved that says, I can say this to my family and they're not going to kick me to the curb or never come back again. Okay. Because there is that family, the blood is there. And they dare to say that they care enough about you to speak in what they think is their honest assessment of what's going on. May not be what's going on, but you've got to talk and listen and talk and listen to find out.
Yeah, I find asking a question is a great way to. I use that. I used it as a tactic when I used to use union. If somebody was aggressive, instead of me replying and just getting back to them and trying to defend myself, I'd ask a question and I'd stay calm. And I'd always ask a question on the last few words they said.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Oh, definitely. This is well.
And it actually diffused everything is what I was getting at, right? By asking a question, you're not in the energetic field of anger and I'm gonna win this. It was just, well, what do you think that means? And just by asking a question, it's actually calmed me down and it calmed the other person down.
Yeah, yeah. There was this, I forgot who said this, but to start, to have an opinion is, and like to take a stand on something. So to have a strong opinion is to start war.
Yeah.
So you could have a strong opinion, but boy, I love what you're saying. Ask a question. Say, yeah, I understand that's what you're saying, but what if I'm thinking something completely different? What if what you're thinking, I'm thinking isn't so? I mean, it's hard enough to know what I'm thinking myself, let alone what someone else is thinking. So
yeah, you can literally defuse something to be very calm, and yet it was very aggressive, but you can bring it back to a calmness just by asking the right questions, of course.
yeah, and you asked the frequencies. Calmness, peace, joy, love are much higher frequencies.
Exactly.
Higher frequencies trump lower frequencies every single time.
Yeah.
So I think when you have gratitude, one of the highest frequencies you could have. It doesn't matter if you say it's 500 the HC or 10,000 HZ measured in very small units. It only matters that it is the highest frequency that you're experiencing, which feels very euphoric. And it's like that whole thing, oh, I'm head over heels in love kind of thing. That's what it feels like.
Mm-hmm.
It's a total sense of giving.
It was a lesson I learned for myself a long time ago. Like if it's raining or it's snowing or it's icy or you've got weeds in your garden or whatever, it could be it can react within you in a negative fashion. But there was a time that I was in my just to give you an example, I was in my garden and I had a lot of weeds to pull. And I knelt down on my two knees and instead of saying at the beginning, I'd say, oh man, I got to pull all these weeds. It's going to take me a long time. Now I went on my knees and I said, wow, thank you for giving me two knees to kneel on to pull this weed out. Because some people don't have two legs. I did, you know what I'm saying? It was just that simple of a reflection that made me grateful. And it was like from that point on, I started seeing gratefulness in everything. The rain, if it rained, it wasn't bad. It was good for the gardens. It was good for the grass. It was good for not everything getting so dry. If it snowed, I had fun in it. I didn't say, well, man, I got to shovel snow. I said, yeah, I want to have fun in it.
Yeah,
so it was just that little tweak gave me a different
yeah.
perception of what
brought
was
home
going on.
something, my sister's a paraplegic, and
Mhm.
she could run her power chair with what the one hand that she can move, and she'd often bump into the walls and poke holes in them and things, and I was sort of losing patience because I'm the one that was fixing fixing it. And I said, wait a minute. And I said, I'm going to sit in the chair and only do what she can do. And so I got in her power chair and said, well, you want a glass of water? Nope. Got to ask somebody else. Got to go to the bathroom? Nope. Have to humble myself, ask somebody else. Want to have dinner? Nope. Have to ask somebody else. Turn the TV on? No. Have to ask somebody else. I thought I'd stay in there a day. I lasted 4 hours. And that was it. I couldn't stay in any longer. And I realized, like you were just saying, that's what triggered this whole conversation. I have the knees to kneel on. See, she does
Mm,
not have the body to depend on to do what she does, and I
mm,
do. And what in the world, how in the world could I be impatient with somebody about that? I
yeah.
can't wait to leave everybody with that kind of a thought. Be thankful, have gratitude for everything that we've got already. It makes a huge difference.
A massive, huge, huge difference. Yeah, it was such a blessing to, even like you say, when you're in a party situation with family at Christmas time and whatever, it's not to get angry that the boots are not put in its place when you come in the door. It's not that your jacket is on the floor. That's not important, right? It's to pick it up and hang it up. If that the person didn't do it or the children didn't do it, it's no big deal.
Now I know what to be
Enjoy the
careful of.
moment.
Now I
Enjoy
know
the
what to be
moments.
careful of when I go to your house. I won't put my jacket on the floor. See, that's Roger's stuff. I better be careful. But you see, now we've reached a place where we could laugh at it, and that's what.
Yeah,
If I was to tell anybody anything, have some fun, laugh about it, have gratitude that you can be that for each other, and
yeah,
have a beautiful, beautiful holiday. Have a beautiful time together with the people that matter the most.
yeah,
All right, my
yeah.
friend.
Because time is precious today. It seems like it it goes at the speed of light, like they say. It's like you can talk about something that happened 5 years ago. It seems like it's yesterday, but then you think about it and say, "Oh my, it's 5 years ago." You go. You better start being grateful because time is just flying by.
There's something going on, all right.
It is, eh? Isn't it? It's true, right?
It sure is. Well, we could sit in gratitude that we're in this time of immense change.
Yeah,
The earth, we look at science, these frequencies of the earth, everything's changing. And boy, I would swear sometimes I'm in a different time zone. Just
yeah.
things are moving really fast.
Extremely quick. Yeah. Anything else you'd like to leave on this note about gratitude and something that somebody should pay attention to?
It comes down to loving yourself for all of the beautiful attributes that you have and seeing those in others. Use that, and then seeing those attributes in others and find them in yourself.
Mm.
It's so simple to do. You look at all the people we meet every day.
Can you? I gotta come back to this since you mentioned it a while ago. When you say you meet somebody, they're your mirror, that they're there. Can you elaborate on that a bit?
Sure. I have a friend that always says that to me. He says, well, I'm only a mirror of you. It goes right back to the simple, simple explanation. Everybody is here for you. So I see somebody who's acting maybe strangely, and I say, well, why would you say something like that to me? And they say, well, I'm only a mirror of you. I'm giving you back the energy that you're giving to me. And that's kind of how it looks. And
Yeah,
so she wanted me to know, and it was very helpful. And I always used to go, got me again, and, but yeah, that's what we should be here for. Look at, I'm in great gratitude for those people, because otherwise I would still be acting in those ways rather than seeing and taking a look inside. They're seeing me and they're saying, look at yourself, because they can see what we can't. Okay.
yeah,
sometimes can't. We can now. We're getting
Yeah,
wiser and wiser.
yeah. Well, as we get older, we definitely, well, we should get wiser.
Let me push it one step further. Then I know you're anxious to get on, but it's like if we do that, we automatically set up the next circumstance to help each other. We started different things rather than judging or saying, here's a great statement. Let's leave it with this. What I see in you that's true for me is. So I see somebody acting out and I say, what I see in you that's true for me is because I'm seeing a mirror of myself.
Mm-hmm.
If it wasn't in me, I couldn't see it.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That's what I'd like to leave everybody with.
Okay. Yeah.
Take
Because I found that even a negative, seemingly, let's take it as a seemingly negative event, is actually teaching us a valuable lesson if we stay in gratitude.
Yeah. Bingo.
Okay.
Bingo. Zoom.
Well, this was awesome. It was a short and sweet little chat, and I think that will probably help a few people grasp a couple of things here.
Brilliant. Thanks, Roger. I really appreciate your time.
You're welcome. We'll catch up on the next week, maybe.
Terrific. See you
Okay,
then.
ciao for now.